Hey everyone, welcome to Las Vegas. I'm Megan Olivi, and today I am joined by one of the stars of UFC 202, No Love, Cody Garbrandt. Cody, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, always.
A pretty big spotlight in terms of where you're positioned on the fight card. You are the main event on Fox Sports 1 against Takemura Mizugaki.
It's amazing, they put me in that spotlight. I'm very thankful for the UFC to put me in that spotlight, and I never dreamed of these times. I've always just pictured fighting, training, winning the title, and everything that goes in, behind the scenes, the media, and everything we have to do, but just taking it day by day and interview by interview, have more fans, more eyes on me, and that's when I'm going to showcase more of my skills against a tough veteran, Takemura Mizugaki.
Takea's been around a long time. Guy in the WC, your teammate Uriah Faber has fought him. He's fought the champion Dominick Cruz. Tell me what you do know about him.
I just know that he's very tough. He built his name off of being tough, making a grinder. He's a grinder kind of fight style. And, just like I said, a toughness that he brings to the table that I'm looking forward to, dissecting him in the cage, punch by punch, blow by blow until I, knock him out. But like I said, he's been in there since the WC days. I have a lot of respect for him. He's 8-4 in the UFC, so he's, won majority of his fights, and I can't look past him. He's a very tough veteran and the most dangerous guy I fought to date.
So do you feel like Takemura is the right step in order to get to that belt, which is obviously your ultimate goal?
I think so. Definitely Takemura brings a toughness. He's a veteran. It's a tough test for me, to get through these guys. You can show that I can beat young top contenders, and I can also beat old veterans. I like to fight, and it doesn't matter the rankings. I wasn't ranked before. I fought Almeida, and I was asking for him, and I was blessed with that fight. I asked for Ryan Caraway. This is the second time he's turned it down, and Takemura, he stepped up and wanted to fight, so this is my fight with Takemura. And that's another man that's in my way of, my dream of being a world champion, so I know my responsibilities this Saturday.
I was actually surprised when I saw that you were booked on this card because the UFC is going to Cleveland in just a few weeks for UFC 203 and you being so close to Cleveland where you grew up. So when they said, hey, we want you on 202, what was your reaction to that?
I was excited. UFC 202, Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz rematch. It's a huge card. It's out here in Vegas. I love fighting in Vegas. It's been great to go home and fight closer to home in Cleveland, but like I said, I fought in Pittsburgh, so I was super close to home. It gave a chance for some of my fans and supporters from my hometown to, take the voyage over there to see me. So I was happy with the Vegas, 202 card.
Most of your fights have been here in Las Vegas. I know you do training out here. Does it make things easier that it's almost like a second hometown?
Yeah, definitely. It makes it a lot easier. I've been here. It's not my first time here fighting in Vegas. My girlfriend lives here, so I get to spend fight week with her. She gets to take care of me. I get to be a man-child, so it works out. I get to come to Vegas and enjoy the week and the fight on Saturday.
Dominick Cruz will be very close to the action because he's actually working the Fox desk as an analyst. So not only is he going to be paying attention to your fight, but he is going to be dissecting it for that job. But I'm sure as the champion, thinking that you'll be a contender very soon, where do you see yourself in that position? Where do you feel like you can say, hey, I'm next, you can't ignore me?
I definitely feel, an impressive knockout victory or a win over Takemura. It grants me that title shot against Cruz. He had a fight with Takemura in the not too distant past, and he won and then fought for the title and retained it over TJ Dillashaw. And he said that rust doesn't matter and this and that. But if you look back, he had to have a warm-up fight with Takemura. So what doesn't grant me with a knockout win over Takemura? It'll be 3 straight first-round finishes, and so hopefully I get that title shot.
How did the bad blood between you two start? Because I know that you don't necessarily love each other.
I don't know if it's something that he has against Team Alpha Male members. I mean, he's faced so many of them. I don't know if it's his insecurities or what with the team or with Uriah or what. He says I'm riding off Uriah's coattails. Uriah builds his fighters up and supports his fighters, so I guess you call it riding the coattails. I don't know. It's just that whole thing of him saying that I have to get the general's permission and basically like my dad's permission, and it's like, dude, I never had a dad, so don't tell me I gotta ask for permission. And he's going into the media and using my star power that I've just gained, and he's not dumb. He knows that I'm the most talked about bantamweight in my division, so he's gonna almost ride off my coattails, and because everyone's talking about me and not talking about the champion. So he knows that he has to go in there and verbally attack me on the media, which is fine. I like that trash talking back and forth. It doesn't make me lose focus. It actually fuels fire to me and keeps me motivated.
Do you feel like if you have an impressive victory that there will be a point where you can actually see him face to face this weekend and say, like, let's do this?
Yeah, definitely. I would love to, see him face to face. I have to keep my hands in my pockets, so I don't want to smack him. But yeah, I would definitely, he's a champion for a reason. I think he's, a good fighter, but he's never faced someone that's mentally and physically as sound as me. I feel like, I'm his, I'm the one to beat him. And, I'm just focused on Saturday, not looking over to Takemura Mizugaki, but, light at the end of the tunnel has always been Dominick Cruz. He's been the champion for a long time. He's been, like I said, since a teenager, I've pictured myself fighting him, since WC days and getting in the UFC. So I'm just glad it's finally almost coming to fruition.
The 135-pound weight class has really just, in the past couple of years, gotten so much spotlight now. There's so much talent in the bantamweight division. When you look at it as a whole, what really is the state of 135 to you?
State of 135, I think some of the best fighters in the world. I mean, they have speed, they have power, they're athletic. It's great to have so many potential matchups that for myself with so many skilled fighters in there. It means big paychecks for me, main events, title defenses. So I'm looking forward. I'm glad that the division is strong and is stacked from top to bottom as it is.
And that being said, you're facing Takemura Mizugaki on Saturday night. We know you've got power in your hands. People might forget that you were a wrestler, though. So how does this go down?
It's no question what I go out there to do. I go out there to throw my hands and find the openings and use my power and speed to knock my opponents out. But if it were to come into go to the ground or wherever the fight presents itself, I'm going to dictate it. But I'm ultimately looking for the knockout.
All right, we are so looking forward to this. No love, you never disappoint. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Megan.